Hi everyone. So I'm doing this video to demonstrate something, just one of the things we'll talk about. So for example, if you want to get reviewed and you already know the other artists that are already doing a little bit better than you and people are reviewing them, you want to reach out to these people. So it's kind of reverse engineering the process, right? So in this example, let's say that you are a soul blues singer, and I've just Googled this guy out. Never heard of him, but he seems to be doing quite okay. So what I'll do is, you can always go to Google, right, and go rag and bone, rag and bone, yeah, and then plus the word, let's say, sorry, plus the word album review, right? So if you're doing that, essentially you're gonna get some reviews and stuff. The problem is a Google search. It's probably, you're gonna have to be a little bit more tricky. I talk about that stuff in my lecture as well, using Google properly. So I'll get a lot of products here, like Amazon reviews. So it's not necessarily the album review of like a blog. So if I want to limit that the URL will say the word blog, for example. So now I'm crossing the search of album review and that person and the word blog in the address of the website. So as you can see, I'm getting blogs now, which is great. It's blogs who are actually reviewing this guy. So if I let's say make a list, because you can make a list of people who are, so don't just go for this artist. So if I go to fans also, like, for example, I'm probably not being 100% accurate now, but this is just an example. As the artist, or if you're working for an artist, sorry, you probably know this to the core. So let's just take, and this is just one of the tools I'll be talking about that I use. So for example, rag and bone plus, this is just doing the Google searches for me, right? Album review, and then, sorry, I'm gonna get out of the way. And in the URL, I want the word blog, right? And now I'm gonna copy this. Sorry, I'm gonna copy these. Let's get some more artists here, yeah? Sorry, that's for later. So, Jacob Banks. Let's get Jacob Banks as well. I don't know. You don't want to go for someone who's too big. If it's like, I come from the rock scene, so I'm not gonna take Guns N' Roses, because people who are talking about Guns N' Roses are not gonna be interested about talking about some band. That you got to take people who are just doing a little bit better than you, or playing even the main stage on the festivals, but are not headliners, and the ones that you really need to get where they are now. Let's take I don't know, this guy, Professor Green. Great, let's take Professor Green. Very intrigued. This is just an example, right? I can show you even how not to have to do this manually. So Professor, I just want you guys to see how it builds itself, basically. So I'll go to Google and I'll fire up a quick search. This is not going to take long because I've only got 3 queries. Yeah, as you can see, it's coming up with loads of results, which is great. In the meantime, actually, yeah, it's gonna finish now. So doesn't matter, just for an example, right? So it found in every category, it found a few results, as you can see. These are all the results that I got. Right now, the first thing to do is I'm gonna remove duplicates, because if there's a duplicate, it's 3 different searches, they might have the same blogs. Remove duplicate domains. So out of 469, I'm down to 66. This is pretty good considering I've done it literally for a few seconds. And these are some blogs, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's say that I want to be a bit more refined, and I want to remove anything that's not containing the word blog. All right. Now, actually, sorry, ignore that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it, meaning I'm going to take the URL part out of it, just the domain. So, you know, if you got facebook.com/yourband, then after the trim, it's just going to be facebook.com, for example, right? I'm going to go to the root. So now I've trimmed it to the root, as you can see. And now I'm going to make sure there's no duplicates. Yeah. And I'm going to remove everything that doesn't have the word blog in it as well. URLs are not containing the word blog. So now I'm down to 25. This is pretty good, right? Because we've literally done that a few seconds. Imagine if you get a huge list, you do it properly, and you can get hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands. I've done this before. I do it all the time. I'm going to show you more about this in the lecture. Now, all of these, there's a way to quickly get all the contacts of all of these get all the contacts of all of these websites. And also there is a way to fire up a cold reach email. It's not spam, it's totally legal, it's compliant with GDPR. There's a few rules you have to know about, and then if you do it right, then you can contact these people and say, is this the right place to submit my music for review, for example. And it's proven to be quite effective. Anyway, this is just a small example. I hope you enjoyed that and found that useful. If it does raise a few questions to your head, that's a good thing. Bring these questions to the lecture. Bye.